Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and preempt the PA for just a moment. I'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight. We are here at Rouse High School for another installment of Eastview Baseball on Vype Live. I'd like to thank you for tuning into the broadcast tonight. My name is Jack Farrell, and I'll be joining you throughout this game here tonight. It's a beautiful day for some baseball. Sun's starting to go down. For an LISD game, it's 83 degrees outside, but the breeze is knocking that down a few temperatures. Sun should be going down in about 45 minutes. We have got another tough contest for the Eastview Patriots. They came in last game against Georgetown on the road. That's the number 6 team in the state, so not too shabby for Georgetown. And then they follow that up, no big deal, having to come on the road once again and playing the number 1 team in the state. So number 6 and number 1 in back-to-back games is a tough scheduling for Eastview. But glad to get them out of the way, get the two toughest road contests of the season in 1 week. We've got your starting lineups here. Eastview rocking with the same top 3, of course. You got Ben Berglund, shortstop, hitting leadoff. Second baseman Ryan Pullen, center fielder Tyler Huerta, third baseman Jesus Santana, first baseman Gary Torres, catcher Joe Quintanilla. Patrick Reyes will be on the mound tonight. He will also be hitting 7th. Logan Nederhauser, this is the first time that he has been batting here in this since district has started. He's been used pretty much exclusively as a fielder and a pitcher, but he will be in the hitting lineup tonight, hitting 8th. He's a right fielder, as the PA is getting our starting lineups as well. So we'll go ahead and send it down to the field for theirs, but Rendell Ellis does round out the lineup, the 9-hole hitter, number 15. He is in left field today, so Patrick Reyes, as we said, will be on the bump to get started for the Patriots, wearing their cleanest uniforms that they have in their repertoire, wearing the white pants, even though they're on the road, got the blue jersey tops, some old school jersey stripes, Patriots across the chest as you see the team coming out there. Camera zoomed out all the way, unfortunately can't quite get a glimpse of third base. But here we go. Going to go ahead and send it down to the field. We'll get your national anthem as well as the announcement of the starting lineup for Rouse, 13-4, 3-0 in district.
Sam Walsh. Number 21, Nathan Miller. Number 32, Zach Alvarez. Number 13, Ashton Hottie. And number 14, Caden Crow. Now your starting lineup for your Rouse Raiders. Second base, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. First base, number 8, Oscar Salazar. Left field, number 7, Caden Casper. Raiders designated hitter, number 22, Colby Diaz. Catcher, number 5, Carter Heinrich. Third base, number 4, Mikey Caputo. Right field, number 11, Colin Correjo. Center fielder, number 10, Landon Miller. Shortstop, number 2, Joe Sparshoe. And the man on the plate, pitcher, number 3, Blake Gonzalez. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand and remove your hats as we honor America and those who serve in our armed forces around the globe and playing our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, play ball.
Let's get ready to play ball.
So there you see the Raiders out on defense first. Blake Gonzalez is on the bump for the home team. Catching. Down behind the plate is Carter Heinrich. Rainer Heinrich playing second base. So getting started for this evening will be Ben Berglund. He's coming off a 1-for-3 day. One of the few Eastview Patriots that actually got a third at-bat in that game as the game ended after the 5th inning. Because they've got another immensely tough test coming up right here. This Rouse team is deep. They are incredibly talented, and they're still pretty young. So they've got a good future ahead of them, as well as an excellent present, being ranked number 1. Of course, can't trust rankings too much, but if you're ranked number 1, you're you're doing something right. But here we go, coming up to the plate now is Ben Berglund. He will be starting at shortstop. That's pretty much his primary position, but he has played all over the field so far this season. Seen him out in left field, seen him at shortstop, seen him on the pitcher's mound. But now Ben getting his first cuts in today. He will be the first to face an excellent pitcher on Blake Gonzalez. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good Friday night. It's a good way to kick off your weekend with some baseball. It's a gorgeous day. Nice breeze, keeping everyone a little cool as this one skips in the dirt for ball 1, and we are underway. Berglund looking to keep his hot hitting going. He was 1 for 3 last game. He was 1 for 3 against Glenn as well. But he was 2 for 4 against Liberty Hill, so that batting average was well above 333 in district right now, so he is doing a heck of a job at the plate. He's looking at a 2-0 count to start this game, as he chops this one through the infield. Fielded by the second baseman. The throw over is in time. A nice defensive play over at second base by Rainer Heinrich. Salazar there at first base on the putout. Berglund goes down. 1 out. Brings up Ryan Poland. He was 0 for 2 against Georgetown. Looking to get back in the right direction with a base hit here. Tyler Huerta, the 3-hole hitter, will be up next. That one gets all the way to the backstop. It's ball 1. Got started a little late here. That tends to be how it goes, but here's the 1-0 pitch. That's going to miss inside for ball 2. Ryan Poland up 2 in the count. Both Berglund and Poland have looked at the first 2 pitches. They've both had a 2-0 count. Well, Berglund grounded out in his 3rd pitch in the AB. Here's the 3rd pitch here. He takes a strike there, so he stays alive, but does pick up his first strike. Two now. Poland takes the second pitch. So the Patriots second baseman, the 2-2. This one's chopped foul, so a good job by Poland to stay alive. Now Gonzalez, after going down 2-0, works it back 2-2. Foul ball from Poland. And now this one's belted, but straight to the shortstop. The throw over, the throw's going to be low, and can't get it on the pick. And now Poland is stuck in a rundown. He tried to advance on the poor throw. Gets past it. So here comes, and that's going to be off of Poland's head. He will be safe at second base. So a bit of luck there as Oscar Salazar was trying to make the throw over to second base. Couldn't quite make it. And Poland will be safe there at second base. So an error going against Rouse on that play, but Poland does pick up the stolen base. It won't quite be a base hit. That brings up Huerta. He was also over 2 against Georgetown, but he did have a 3 for 3 night against Glenn. Checks his swing here. but he did get a piece of it. Foul tip, strike one. So now with a runner in scoring position, Eastview brings up their most potent hitter, coming off a game in which he didn't hit very well. So it's a good sign for Eastview early against the #1 team in the state. That one's going to miss down low. So a ball and a strike to Tyler Huerta, 1 out in the inning. Jesus Santana, the third baseman, is on deck. Here's the pitch. That'll be in there, catches the top of the zone, strike 2. So a ball and a strike as the scoreboard's glitching a little bit out in left field. As that's going to catch the outside corner of the zone. Huerta doesn't like the call, but he will go down on strikes looking. That'll be the second out of the inning. That brings up Jesus Santana. Ryan Pullen remains there at second base. So it's still an excellent chance to bring home a run here. First strikeout of the game for Blake Gonzalez. Takes that one inside, ball 1. Big lead over at second base for Ryan Pullen. They are making Gonzalez work. We do have a quick little discussion between the pitcher and the catcher, Blake Gonzalez and Carter Heinrich. Probably an issue with the signs, if I had to guess, with a meeting that quick. But here's the 1-0. Pullen still on second base. Blake Gonzalez checks him back. And this one's ripped through the infield, but right at the third baseman, Mikey Caputo, and that will be it. So no runners able to come home on the error for Eastview. We head now to the bottom of the first. For Rouse, Rainer Heinrich will be due up. The second baseman, first baseman Oscar Salazar, and left fielder Caden Kaspar. We will be back in just about 30 seconds. I'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight. You are listening to Eastview Patriot Baseball on Vype Live. Keep it here.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
Back into it. Patrick Reyes on the mound for your Patriots. It was a good piece of hitting to end that inning for Jesus Santana. Got a good piece of it, but unfortunately lined it right to where the third baseman for the Rouse Raiders, Mikey Caputo, was standing. That's baseball for you. So now Rouse comes to the plate in the home half of the inning. Number 9, Rainer Heinrich, coming to the plate just now. Got 2 more practice pitches and we will be ready to go. Oscar Salazar will be on deck. Caden Kaspar, the 3-hole hitter. Colby Diaz, the DH, batting fourth. Catcher Carter Heinrich behind them if we get that far. But here we go. Now a chance for the home team to put some runs up for the first time. No hits for Eastview in the top half of the inning, but there was one error, of course. So Rainer steps into the box, a right-handed hitter. So breeze starting to pick up here a little bit, but still manageable. Check swing, and that's in there, outside corner for strike 1. Rouse using the DH here tonight. Eastview not using the DH. Blake Gonzalez not in the lineup. As this one's ripped to shortstop. Berglund can't glove it, and that will be, we'll see if they score that an infield single or an error. It looks like they're already going for the error, so Berglund can't make the play, so both shortstop in the first inning. Picking up the error there. That's tough for Eastview, who their pitchers have had a hard time getting outs. And the defense behind them hasn't always done them too many favors, as you can see there with the error. Oscar Salazar comes up to the plate. Easy first baseman. Saw him involved in the rundown where he plunked Pullen in the back of the head by mistake. So now nobody out with one on. That's going to miss high, ball one. So the 1-0. That's going to miss high, so 2 balls and no strikes. As Patrick Reyes will be hitting 7th here. We will see him hit in the bottom of the second, or the top of the second here, excuse me. But now he's on the mound, trying to work out of a 1-on, 1 out, as this one's lifted high and deep to left field, drifting back, and that one is over the fence and out of here. So the first inning struggles continue for the Eastview Patriots, as Oscar Salazar got a hold of that one and took it for a ride. It is 2-0, Rouse Raiders. So 2 runs score, one of which is earned. But now we reset. Let's pretend like that didn't happen. This is the first batter of the inning. This is the leadoff hitter, Caden Kaspar, coming to the plate. So still no outs in the inning. Lefty steps in. Going to get his first cuts in the afternoon. Number 7 playing the 7th position out in left field. Looks at the first pitch. That's in there for strike 1. As Oscar Salazar, that was a real liner of a home run, got out in a hurry. Got every bit of that baseball, as that's going to be in there. So quickly 0-2 to the 3-hole hitter, Caden Kaspar. So the 0-2 pitch. Reyes looking for his first out here, as that's foul tipped, but into the glove, and the throw over is in time. So a strikeout for Caden Kaspar. Patrick Reyes rights the ship a little bit as we have our first out of the inning. As the umpires are going to go discuss this. Let's see what the call is. The first base umpire might be saying that he dropped it. And we'll never know. As the meeting concludes, it looks like they might have been calling it a foul ball. Rouse coach going and get a conversation. I felt like he did get a piece of it, at least from here. I'm not sure if the catcher caught it or not. But we'll have a little bit of a delay. Kaspar is still hanging out there. And now he's going to head back to the dugout. So it is indeed a strikeout for the left fielder. Brings up Colby Diaz, the DH. It's another big kid with a lot of power. So number 22, Diaz to the plate. That's going to miss outside. They're pitching away from him here. So a ball and no strikes. 1 out. 2-0 score here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 1-0. That's going to catch the outside corner, strike 1. Carter Heinrich on deck. Reyes back to the mound. Here comes the 1-1. That'll be way outside. That's going to skip to the backstop. So 2 balls and a strike now. Diaz, the cleanup hitter for this Raider baseball team. We've got a 2-1. Calls for time as he looks to get himself right. Going to try and keep this bottom of the first inning moving smoothly, as Rouse is already up to a 2-0 lead off the homer from Oscar Salazar. The 2-1. That's a big cut, a strike, as that one tailed inside of the strike zone. It's a good pitch there from Reyes. Trying to pitch him low and away. Here's the 2-2. That's going to miss high, so the count goes full to Colby Diaz. Now Patrick Reyes in danger of issuing his first walk of the game. So 1 hit, 1 error in the inning, but 2 runs for the Rouse Raiders. As that's going to miss high and inside, so Colby Diaz does work the walk. Some good plate vision there from the cleanup hitter. That brings up Carter Heinrich, the catcher for this Rouse team. So now 1 on with 1 out, as we are back to having some traffic on the bases. But now the double play in order for the Patriots. Haven't seen them turn one yet this season, at least in the district slate. First pitch to him is going to be in there, strike 1. Reyes checking Diaz as he sends this one to shortstop. Berglund is there. Going to go the short way to second. No throw will be made. But a good job getting the lead runner. So Carter Heinrich reaches first base on a fielder's choice. Haven't had too many of those this season. Brings up Mikey Caputo.
Number 4, Mikey Caputo.
Caputo, coming from the Latin caput, meaning head. That is true. I assume it's an Italian word meaning the same thing, but I don't know any Italian, so I can't speak on that. Here's the 0-0 as he takes it in there for strike 1. Getting a lot of first pitch strikes here is Patrick Reyes. But now 1 on 2 outs. It's Carter Heinrich at first base after they got Colby Diaz on the fielder's choice in the previous at-bat. Now the 0-1. That's going to miss outside, as we do also have a softball game going on just across the way here at Rouse. But I don't think the ticket here gets you into the softball game, unfortunately. Here's the 1-1. Runner goes. Quintanilla bobbled it out of the glove, so no throw down as Carter Heinrich steals second base. Now Caputo with a runner in scoring position with a relatively hitter-friendly count at 2-1. Here's the pitch from Reyes. A big swing there from Mikey Caputo, and that is going to be strike 2. He was trying to mimic Salazar with that swing. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs in the inning. But it's just the first, so not quite symmetrical. Here's the 2-2. That one's popped up. That should be playable. Running down for it and can't quite make the play at first base is Gary Torres. Kind of in that space between the sun and the shadows. Well, he was also running towards, there's no fence there, so just didn't want to run into anybody. Couldn't quite make the play. 2 balls, 2 strikes still. Back into the box. Here comes Reyes. Checks Heinrich. Runner goes, and this one's going to be chopped to Berglund. Berglund backhands it. Runner going to come home, but the throw is in time. Ooh, a bit of controversy there. Gary Torres might have juggled it a little bit, but they are going to go ahead and get the out there. So Mikey Caputo grounds out to shortstop to end the inning. But 2-run score on the 2-run shot from Oscar Salazar. Rainer Heinrich, the leadoff hitter, reached via an error. So 2-run score on the error, the homer. Colby Diaz did get on with a walk. Carter Heinrich got on with the fielder's choice and stole a base. But that is all the damage that Rouse is able to do there in the first inning. They do send 6 hitters to the plate, but they are now back on the field for defense. Blake Gonzalez in it for a second inning of work. For your Eastview Patriots, Gary Torres is going to be leading off the top of the second inning. Joe Quintanilla, the catcher, will be behind him, and Patrick Reyes is your pitcher tonight. will be hitting third this inning. We will be back in 30 seconds, and when we come back, it's Gary Torres time. You're listening to Patriot Baseball on Vype Live.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Top of the second time. As that one's going to miss outside to the leadoff hitter in this inning, Gary Torres. Gary, the fifth hitter in the lineup for Eastview. That's 2 pitches outside to start the inning. So now the 1-0 count. Excuse me, that's a 2-0 count. That skips the low for ball 3, so a quick 3-0 to the Patriot first baseman. The 3-0. That one misses outside, just missed it. So Gary Torres with a 4-pitch walk. To start the inning, Blake Gonzalez made it pretty easy on Blake there. Or excuse me, on Gary. He's Blake. But now coming to the plate is Joe Quintanilla, who's picked it up a little bit after starting slow. He was a 1 for 2 against Georgetown. He singled in the last game, came around to score the only run of the game for Eastview. That one's popped back and out of play, so strike 1 to the catcher. No balls, 1 strike, because here's the throw over, and just back in time as Gary Torres almost gave it right back to him. So here's Quintanilla. Another throw over. He's scared to pitch to Joe Clutch. No, I'm kidding, but 2 throwovers in a row as Gary being dangerous over there at first base. Quintanilla takes that one, and it was a good take. Looked like it might have tailed back into the zone, but it is outside for ball 1. Or rather inside, I should say. But now 1 ball and 1 strike to the Patriot catcher. That misses low for ball 2. Torres has to hold up at first base. Now here in the second, Gonzalez struggling a little bit, throwing strikes. When he has plenty of time to even that out. The runner's going to go as this one's hit well into left field, but that's going to be a line out. Now we have a throw over. Gary did steal the base, but he's going to make it back in time. So some nice contact for Quintanilla, but right into the waiting glove of the left fielder, Caden Kaspar. For out number 1, Gary Torres, well-executed hit and run on his part, but he had to jog all the way back to first base, so that's where he is. Patrick Reyes, the pitcher, up at the plate. That misses high, ball 1. It's Nederhauser on deck. As we have time coming from the Rouse dugout, they're going to go ahead and get a quick check on their starting pitcher, Blake Gonzalez, not liking what they have seen from him here in this second inning. He's thrown 8 pitches here he's thrown 9 pitches here in the inning. 7 of them have been balls. So maybe a good time to preemptively go check on what's going on with him before it starts to spiral a little bit more, and I think that's what the plan was, because you're not going to pull Blake Gonzalez after a shaky start in the second inning where you're still pitching a shutout, pitching a no-hitter basically. Of course, it's still incredibly early. But that's something to monitor to see if he can find the zone, as this one's fouled back. Heads up, everybody. That one out of the park there. So Patrick Reyes fouls that off. That's a strike to him. So after the meeting at the mound, Blake Gonzalez immediately throws a good pitch to swing at. The 1-1, another throw over. You're really trying to limit Gary Torres to just first base. Don't want these runners to find scoring position here tonight. As it's Logan Nederhauser on deck. The 1-1. That one's going to miss for ball 2. Good job there by Carter Heinrich to keep that ball in front of him and keep Torres there at first base. His throwback gets all the way to shortstop, though. So a 2-1 to the 7-hole hitter for the Eastview Patriots. It's the starting pitcher, Patrick Reyes. That is a beauty. That's strike 2. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. Both teams with an error. Only 1 hit in the game so far, and it was a 2-run blast. As that's a swing and a miss for Patrick Reyes. The runner's going to go, and that's a strike him out, throw him out to end the inning. So Gary Torres reached on the walk. Patrick Reyes trying to execute the hit and run, couldn't quite do it, and that is how the inning will come to a close. Logan Nederhauser going to have to wait on it and get a chance once we get started in the top of the 3rd. But now we head to the bottom of the 2nd. It'll be Colin Correjo, Landon Miller, and Joe Sparshoe due up for the Rouse Raiders. They lead it 2-0. We'll be back in just about 45 seconds.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Texas did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Some classic Kanye to bring us into the bottom of the 2nd. I like your walk-up song, Colin Correjo. Number 11 right fielder. As he leads off the bottom of the 2nd, Patrick Reyes back to the mound as he misses high there on his first pitch of the inning. Ball 1. 6 Rouse hitters come to the plate in the 1st. So we start off with the 7-hitter, Colin Correjo. As he takes 2, each of them balls. Got your right fielder and center fielder due up 1st and 2nd in this inning. As the sun casting some long shadows out there in the deep parts of the outfield. As that's going to miss. All of these pitches seem to be pretty close for Patrick Reyes, but none of them have found the mark. Rouse got a leadoff hitter on via an error in the 1st. Patrick Reyes looking to avoid making that 2 innings in a row, but he can't do it. Another 4-pitch walk in the game. That's his first of the game, but back-to-back half innings where the leadoff hitter reaches via 4-pitch walk Gary Torres last inning. And now it's Colin Correjo. And that's going to be a tough thing to ask for Patrick, but you really can't give this team a lot of free bags. Of course, that is much easier said than done. But if they're going to beat you, make it be off swings of the bat. But I don't think any of those pitches in that at bat to Correjo were that far out of the zone. I think he just missed on several of them. But now that brings up Landon Miller, the center fielder, taking a big swing at the first pitch. So already off to a better start in the second hitter of the inning. One on with nobody out. Foul tipped. So quickly 0-2. Scoreboard showing one out. I do not think that's accurate, as we've only had 2 batters and one of them's on base. But now the 0-2. As this one is popped up on the infield. Berglund coming on, do it. Makes the play for out number 2, or excuse me, for out number 1. The scoreboard fooled me. I just said it, but I forgot when I looked at it. So we'll pop up to shortstop for the 8-hole hitter. Landon Miller brings up Joe Sparshoe. Joe Sparshoe, the shortstop, sends this one right at Berglund, the shortstop, and it is out of his reach. He laid out for it but couldn't make the play. So Correjo advances to second base, and the 9-hole hitter, Joe Sparshoe, with a nice swing of the bat, gets himself on base, gets a runner into scoring position, brings up Rainer Heinrich. He reached via an error his first time up. Heinrich, the second baseman, responsible for the first putout of the game. So we are back to the top of the order with 2 on and 1 out. That one's going to miss well outside. So a 1-0 count to Rainer Heinrich. 0 for 1 on the day, reached via the error. As that's a big swing and a miss for Rainer. As he's now looking at a 1-1 count, 2 runners on here in the bottom of the second inning. So a ball and a strike. Reyes checks the runner at second. As this one's kind of fluttered over to second base, coming on and making the play is Ryan Pullen for out number 2. Just a little cue shot right to the Patriots second baseman. I'll score it as a pop out. So that's now out number 2, brings up Oscar Salazar. It's a dangerous hitter. We saw what he did his last time up. He took one deep to left field and out of here. But now he's got 2 runners on with a chance to bring one more home if he gets anything into the outfield as he looks at this pitch for strike 1. A beautiful breaking ball from Patrick Reyes to start him out. Salazar, the right-handed power hitter. As, the runner got too big of a lead off of second base. And that is going to be a pickoff. Oh, they're going to get Patrick Reyes on the balk. Tough for Patrick Reyes. He's getting the word from the umpire. Nods his head, seems to agree with it. So with the balk, both runners advance, no matter where they are. That's one of the more strange rules in baseball. Basically, it's like the pitcher isn't allowed to try and fool the runners. Once you start your pitching motion, you kind of have to step off the rubber. You can't hesitate. And that's what the umpire is saying happened with Patrick there. So the runner advances to third and to second. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Oscar Salazar. The 0-1 to him misses high. So in this situation, if Reyes balked again, a run would come home. Very rare to see back-to-back balks. Rare to see a balk in a game as this one's fouled off. remember being a kid, and my dad had this mug full of a bunch of baseball words, and one of them was a balk, and I had never seen that. I'd never seen a balk in a game, and I was, into grade school, so just never seen it. I was like, does it mean bunt? Does it mean walk? No, it's a whole different thing. But now a 1-2. Ooh, couldn't dot that top corner. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on, 2 outs, bottom of the second. There's our symmetry, lots of 2s. Number 12, there's a 2 in that on the mound. As this one's fouled off as well, staying alive is Oscar Salazar, who is, of course, 1 for 1 with a homer. So now in all 4 district games that Eastview has played, they have given up a home run. But now, once again, 2-2. Here's the pitch. That misses low, so the count goes full. In danger of loading up the bases for the 3-hitter, Caden Kaspar. A full count. Still got first base open, so a run won't come home. As this one is popped up, and it looks like it's going to be too far out of the reach of the right fielder, and it drifts out of play, so no matter. But Salazar's seen it well tonight. He is battling here at the plate in his second at-bat. His first time up, he took a 2-0 pitch deep. So Reyes is making him work a little bit harder on this one. The 3-2. Ooh, just high. And Reyes is unhappy with that. From what I've seen here in these LISD district games is most of these umpires don't give you a whole lot of room at the top of the zone. But Casper to the plate. He struck out his first time up for the first out of the game for the Raiders. But now he's got a bases loaded opportunity. Lefty looking to break this open as he chops it straight to third base, and gonna go ahead and make the unassisted putout is Jesus Santana. So the 2-out bases loaded threat does not come to pass. Eastview, despite a couple of walks and a base hit, they do not give up anything there in the bottom of the second, so it stays 2-0 as we head to the top of the third. For your Patriots, it's going to be Logan Nederhauser, Rendell Ellis, and Ben Berglund to get us started. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Patriot Baseball on Vype.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
So after walking the leadoff hitter, Colin Correjo, on 4 pitches, Patrick Reyes is able to buckle down and get out of it. No runs given up. He gave up only 1 hit in the inning. So it's a 2-0 game, 2 hits so far for Patrick Reyes. This is one of the better starts in the game so far, or in the season so far, excuse me, for an Eastview pitcher. But now it's time for the offense to give him some help, and now it's Logan Nederhauser, the right fielder. Haven't seen him hit yet. So he takes a big cut at the first pitch. That's strike 1. The 0-1 takes it low for ball 1. Nederhauser wasn't in the lineup against Georgetown. Wasn't in the lineup against Glenn either, I do not think. Yeah, no, he was not in the lineup against against Glenn. He was in the lineup against Liberty Hill, but he was a designated fielder out and right. He came in a relief appearance in that game and did a pretty good job, one of the best pitchers of that night, as he now has a 3-1 count. So a good eye for Logan Nederhauser. So as the pitcher knows what he's looking for. It's Blake Gonzalez back on the rubber once again for his third inning of work, as that is going to catch the zone, strike one. Nederhauser couldn't fool the ump there. Ellis on deck. But first we've got a full count to the Patriot right fielder. The 3-2. And that's going to be chopped, and that the second baseman stumbled, but he's still able to go and chase it down. The throw over will be in time. So a good job from first base for Rainer Heinrich. Able to get that throw over in time despite not quite getting the best jump. So Nederhauser goes down on the 4-3 putout. His first at-bat was a productive one, worked it full. And got some good contact. I thought that one might squeak through, but too much speed over at second base for Heinrich. Ellis showing bunt as he fouls that one back. So far, Blake Gonzalez he's pitched one batter over the minimum here. But here's the 0-1. This one's popped up on the third base line. Running for it is the shortstop, and bobbling and dropping it is the shortstop. Joe Sparshoe couldn't make the play there. He had the longer run for it. He tried to backhand it. Looked like he had it and then dropped it at the last moment, but that is now strike two to Rendell Ellis. So now back into it is the left-handed left fielder. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 from Gonzalez. That one's lifted in a similar place, but this one's going to get out of play off the top of the Rouse dugout. No, excuse me, that's actually the Eastview dugout. It has the big Rouse logo on the side of it. The home team dugout doesn't have that. That's interesting. As this one's hit well, but right to the shortstop for Rouse. The throw over is in time. Joe Sparshoe couldn't make the play before, makes it there. And that's the second out of the inning for Eastview. Brings up Ben Berglund. Grounded out his first time up. Berglund chops this one right under the pitcher's glove and not going to be able to make the play at second base. As Rainer Heinrich bobbled that one. I think that will go in as an error. But it was a slow roller, might have beat it out. But he's on base and they haven't given him a hit, so that will go in as an error for Ben Berglund. That's the second error of the game. Both teams have 2 now. But Berglund will take it, maybe spark some offense. Ryan Pullen, who also reached on an error. So he's technically 0 for 1. Throw over as Berglund remains safe. As that got a piece of Ryan Pullen, he will head down to first base. That'll advance Berglund to second. So yeah, that does get a little offense going, but not in the way that Eastview's probably hoping for. They still are hitless. But Tyler Huerta, and you can see it, there's a big hole over there between first and second base. As now Heinrich ranging over. Smart call as Huerta doesn't like to go the opposite way a whole lot. Huerta likes to put him in right field. First pitch to him skips low. Runner is going to advance to third base, as the catcher was trying to go to first, and the first baseman did not get back to the bag. So Salazar not in position defensively, but the catcher didn't even look over to third base, which is where Ben Berglund now resides. So runners at the corners for Huerta with a 1-0 count. This one will miss low as well, so an excellent hitter's count. It's the Eastview center fielder with a chance to put him on the board here with 2 outs. As now Gonzalez back to the rubber. Here's the 2-0. As that'll miss high on Huerta. Tyler wanted to take a cut at that badly, but instead he'll do the smart thing, aka the boring thing. No, I'm obviously kidding. He's looking at a 3-0 instead of a 2-1. As that probably wouldn't was a little too high for him to do anything with, as that one's going to catch his zone for strike 1. In fact, if he does swing at that, he probably either just fouls it back or pops it up. But now he's got a 3-1. See if he has the green light to swing at this. Santana on deck if we get to it. As that's going to catch the inside corner, strike 2. Huerta thought that one was well inside, but doesn't get the count. But the runner at first base will go here. Here's the pitch. As this one's laced through the infield, that'll get past the outstretched glove of number 2, Joe Sparshu, and the run comes home to score. So Ben Berglund scores the first run of the game for Eastview. Tyler Huerta's base hit is the first of the game for Eastview. So first hit, first run scores. Actually, scratch that. Going back to it. Looks like they're going to have 2 throwing errors on that first play. So Ben Berglund is actually ruled a hit. Is now up to the plate is Jesus Santana. We now have 3 hits for Eastview. That can't be correct, but I'm going to stop looking at that. As that one misses inside. But I think Berglund probably beats that out, so I'll go ahead and give him the hit anyway. That's the second hit of the game for Huerta. First for him, second for the team. Santana chops this one. That's going to be a foul ball. Rolled weakly into the infield, so fortunately there for Eastview. Now Pullen on second, Huerta on first. The 1-2 runner goes. As Santana pops this one up. This will be a tough play though, but not for Heinrich. He is able to make his way back and get it before it dropped harmlessly into the infield. So 1 run does score on a pair of base hits and a hit by pitch for Eastview. They've got it back to a 1-run game. It's 2-1 as we now enter the bottom of the 3rd inning. Due up for the Rouse Raiders are the 4-hitter, the DH, Colby Diaz, Carter Heinrich, and Mikey Caputo. We will be back in just a moment. We'd like to thank you for tuning into the broadcast tonight. Eastview holding their own here against Rouse. It's 2-1.
Interested in Vype Campus? Vype Campus brings our popular citywide media days right to your doorstep. As a Vype Campus client, we will work with you to help you take advantage of our unique campus model to build a unique experience for your school. From media day photo shoots of all your athletes to game day coverage, broadcasts and live streams, video and digital content, hype videos, the Vype U program, same-day graphics, and of course your very own campus magazine, Vype Campus is truly whatever you want it to be. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out how to join Vype Campus today.
So a nifty little 2-out rally for Eastview in the top of the 3rd cuts the Rouse lead in half. Patrick Reyes back to the mound.
Now batting designated hitter number 22, Colby Diaz.
What he said, Colby Diaz to the plate. Here's the first pitch to him. That's going to be fouled back out of play. Last time up for Colby Diaz, worked the full count walk. But now he's down 0-1. That's going to catch the zone strike too. Nice little breaking pitch from Patrick. He's got the leadoff hitter in an unfriendly 0-2 hole. It's not a competitive pitch there as he wastes one outside. Carter Heinrich on deck. Diaz in the first inning did get on, but he was tagged out on a fielder's choice, but here he is hit by a pitch. We've seen that a few times this season where Eastview will get a guy down 0-2 and then they'll hit him. They're 1-2, but had him at 0-2 at one point. Now Carter Heinrich up to the plate. So that is 3 straight leadoff hitters reaching for Rouse. But showing bunt, that one's popped up and foul. So Heinrich trying to get the big man Diaz over. No balls, 1 strike to the Rouse catcher. Now no balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 from Reyes as he checks on Diaz at first base. This one's chopped to third base. They'll go the short way with it. Get him at second. The throw over is not going to be in time at first, but that was the best chance that Eastview has had at a double play all season, and that one looked good. Just couldn't quite catch Heinrich. Too much speed there, but another fielder's choice for Carter Heinrich. So he's 0 for 2, both of them fielder's choices. And that's back-to-back at-bats. Colby Diaz gets on. Neither of them hits. One of them was a walk, one of them was a hit by pitch, and he's gunned down at second base with the fielder's choice. That brings up the third baseman, Mikey Caputo, grounded out his first time up to end the first inning. The righty steps in. Here's a pitch. Ooh. Patrick Reyes, Ephus tosser. That one just dropped on in. As here's Caputo for his second at-bat of the game. He's 0 for 1, as we said. That one misses outside. He'll work the count 1-1. Quintanilla checking the runner at first base. Now the even count, 1 on, 1 out. The 1-1 misses low. So now 2 balls and a strike. Reyes checks the runner. That's a beauty for strike 2. Correjo on deck now for the Raiders. So now we'll have a throw over, but easily back is Carter Heinrich. Here's the 2-2. That one's chopped to third base. Santana able to knock it down. The throw over is going to be low and not in time. No, it looks like they got him. Hard to see down the line for my position. But Santana doing an excellent job of just staying with that ball to make the throw and get the runner with the force at first. So Carter Heinrich does move into scoring position. I think that would have been an infield single either way. Santana just kind of got the tip of his glove, just able to knock it down and make the play as this one, first pitch swinging from Colin Correjo, fouls it back. Drew a 4-pitch walk in his first time up. Already off to a better start here as Patrick Reyes against Correjo. Foul tipped, that's strike 2. Correjo with the 0-2 now. Reyes back to the plate, or back to the rubber, excuse me. Heinrich there in scoring position on second base. Here's the pitch. Just low. That was a beauty of a pitch from Patrick Reyes. Couldn't get rewarded for it, though. He had a big smile on his face. He liked it. That's an incredible take there by Correjo, especially with an 0-2 count. Now here's the 1-2. Chops to this one. And that is fouled and out of play. So now the 2-1. Or the 1-2. Count right, order wrong. The 1-2. As this one's lifted through the infield and down into right field. Runner coming around second, so Heinrich will come around to score. No throw made. So a 1-run, 2-out single for Colin Correjo as he dropped that one into right field. Heinrich reaching via the fielder's choice, getting up to second on the ground out from Caputo. And Correjo singles him home. So now in the bottom of the third, Rouse able to plate their third run of the ballgame. Landon Miller, the center fielder who popped out his last time up. Little cue shot over to the shortstop. So here's the pitch with one runner on. They throw the bunt down, but couldn't quite get it. Strike 1. Miller does trust his speed, trying to bunt with 2 outs. That's a swing and a miss. Runner going to go. Throw is not on line. It's going to roll all the way into center field, but Huerta, playing shallow, is able to limit the runner to just that one stolen base. That's another steal for a Raider base runner. That's their second of the game. And now a runner in scoring position on the 0-2 to Landon Miller. As this one's going to be laced into the outfield. That'll get in between the center and right fielder, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Could have a triple here for Landon Miller as he rounds second. He is chugging hard for third, and no throw will be made. A stand-up 2-out triple for the Raiders center fielder, brings another runner home. Even if Correjo doesn't get that stolen base, he scores there, but a triple. I think that's the first triple that we've seen in district play on either side for Eastview. But now that'll be 4 runs in the game for Rouse. Brings up Joe Sparju, who singled his last time up. Fouled back. As so far, Patrick Reyes, he's been getting strikes on him. We've seen it at points in this season where Eastview pitchers are really just having a hard time even getting pitches into the zone. But that has not been the case here tonight for Patrick Reyes. He's gotten plenty of 1-2, 0-2 counts. He just hasn't been able to finish them. But now 4-1. A ball and a strike to the Raider shortstop. As he pops this one high into the air, shallow left field. Berglund coming back on it, and Ben will be there to settle under it and make the play. as Sparshu ends the inning on the pop-up, but not before 2 runs score on a hit by pitch of fielder's choice, a single and a triple. They plate 2 more. It's now 4-1. Eastview with another uphill climb ahead of them as Blake Gonzalez is done for the night, it appears. They're going to put Mikey Caputo on the mound, so we will need a replacement third baseman. We'll go ahead and keep it here while we figure out the substitutions, but Blake Gonzalez, he goes 3 complete. Sparshu remains at shortstop. Let's see who we've got at third base now. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to swap him. So Blake Gonzalez to third base. And Mikey Caputo now to the mound. So that'll do it for defensive substitutions. Everything else appears to stay the same, but now it's a 4-1 game. Eastview coming up to the plate now. We still have a few extra pitches here. Santana making the final out.
Now batting first baseman for the Patriots, number 14, Gary Torres.
So it's Torres, Quintanilla, and Reyes. Caputo, the new pitcher for the Raiders, as he starts him off with a strike. Now 4-1. Is now quickly 0-2 to Gary Torres. A little hesitant to swing now in his second time up. He walked his first time up though. 4 pitches to him. So a 4-pitch walk and now an 0-2 count and back-to-back at bats. This one's fouled off into the net. Let's go. Miami UT student and the women's team advances to the Elite 8. Let's go. We'll have some women's basketball. We'll have some women's college basketball especially. As not sure where that one was. Looked down the pipe, but Gary Torres looks at it for ball 1. Ooh. But now the 1-2 to Gary Torres as he checks his swing, and that's going to be strike 3. Not sure if I don't think he got him on the check. I think he just got him on the strikeout. So I think that's going to go in as a backwards K. I think he did get him looking. So they didn't bother to go and look on the check swing. Is Quintanilla going to be first pitch swinging? That's not going to get through, but not able to knock it down is Sparshu. Sparshu laid out for it, slowed it down, but it did squeak past his glove. So Quintanilla, not quite an infield single, as he will come out of the game. He'll get out of the base baths, as we have that, of course, the courtesy runner rule.
Now batting, pitcher, number 12, Patrick Reyes.
Hector Perez on to pinch run for Joe Quintanilla. So Quintanilla will have a chance to come back into it, as he is the catcher. Patrick Reyes, if he gets on, you can pinch run for him too, as the lefty steps into the box. That's going to miss inside. Ball gets away. Perez is going to have a free bag on the pass ball. now a ball and no strikes to the Patriot pitcher. Here's the 1-0. That one's fouled off. There's Perez. Is now in scoring position. It's a chance for Eastview to cut back into the lead a little bit, as they're facing a 3-run deficit here in inning number 4. Ball and a strike to Patrick. Caputo checking Perez, as this one's popped up high on the infield, drifting into foul territory, but over to make the play is the former pitcher, Blake Gonzalez, now the third baseman. So Reyes pops out. Runner has to stay where he's at, so Perez remains there as it's Nederhauser up. Grounded out his first time up. He's got a big gap there in between first and second. Now here's the first pitch. Catches his own, strike 1. Logan was able to get it to a full count before grounding out his first time up. But now with the runner in scoring position, just 1 out. Excuse me, that is 2 outs. As Torres did strike out to start the inning. So 1 on with 2 outs, a ball and a strike to the right fielder. Randall Ellis due up. Caputo working a little bit slower than Gonzalez did. As this one's lifted into right field, that'll be a tough play. Coming over, that's not going to be able to be played. Coming around third base to score is Perez. Throw up the line, but not enough for Nederhauser to advance. But that is a base hit, an RBI single for Logan Nederhauser. That'll make it a 4-2 ball game, as we are moving along pretty quickly here tonight. As Caputo back to the mound, still with 2 outs. That one misses high to Ellis. Its temperature starting to drop. The 1-0. That misses inside. Ball's going to get to the backstop. And running all the way to second base is Logan Nederhauser. Quick conversation with Caputo. It's pitched pretty well. Has given up 2 singles, but got a strikeout on Torres and got Reyes to pop out. The 2-0. Ellis looks at strike 1. This one's popped high into the air. Shortstop Sparshoe coming onto it, and he settles under it for out number 3. So Eastview able to get 1 back there on the top of the 4th. They do it with a pair of singles. Quintanilla, well, he was pinch run for by Hector Perez. Perez able to advance to second on the pass ball. Not quite a wild pitch. He advances on the pass ball, and that helped him out as Logan Nederhauser put one into right field, and Quintanilla, a.k.a. Hector Perez, screamed around third base to get 1 back. So it's 4-2. Back out onto the mound is Patrick Reyes. I think the idea of riding the hot hand is a smart one, especially since we've seen the unpredictability of the Patriot bullpen so far this season. So I would let Patrick Reyes go until he's not feeling it anymore. Rouse, with their #1 ranking and their deep bullpen, has a little bit more luxury in the amount of arms that they can throw out there. Eastview did use 3 arms on Tuesday, although Doherty could be ready to go as he did not pitch long. But I imagine they're just going to try and keep Reyes in for as long as they can. As you can see how that can kind of come back to bite you, as you tried to leave out Nederhauser in that Tuesday game a little bit too long and they were able to get to him. But then in that bottom of that 4th inning against Georgetown, nothing Eastview could do was really going to stop Georgetown there, as everyone on that team got hot. But now we are back to the home half of the inning, as we've seen some nasty breaking pitches from Patrick Reyes here in this one, as now we are at the top of the order in the 4th inning. So this will be the 3rd time through the order, as that one squared up but hit directly to the left fielder, and that will be a line out for Rainer Heinrich. He got the barrel of the bat on it, squared it up pretty well, but he hit it right over to where Rendell Ellis was standing. Brings up Oscar Salazar. He's 1 for 1 today. Had a homer in the 1st inning. He walked in the 2nd. But now here he comes to try and increase this Raider lead with a homer, or just try and get an offensive rally going by getting on bases. He takes the first pitch outside. Reyes he does seem to be pitching around Salazar a little bit since that homer, trying to get him on the outside corner. That one's going to miss high for ball 2. Casper due up. So it's the first 3 in the order for Rouse in the 4th. Heinrich lining out, Salazar up now, Casper due up after him. That skips low, so a 3-0 count now to Salazar. Eastview is yet to have a clean inning. Yet to have a 3-up, 3-down, but Rouse did not score in the 2nd. They loaded up the bases but couldn't bring one home. But now a 3-0 count to the number 2 hitter, Oscar Salazar. He was taken all the way on that one, as that misses inside anyway, so ball 4. Brings up Casper. So a homer and 2 walks to Salazar. Casper drawn in the dirt, as is his pre-AB ritual. But now 4-2, 1 out. Or excuse me, nobody out. I think their score might just be broken, because it said 1 out. No, Heinrich did line out, but it's been stuck at 1 out. Maybe we're both right. As this one's lifted into center, Huerta coming on, chasing. No one's calling for it, but Huerta is there for the putout. So quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Salazar has to stay there at first base. Time called. So we've got a dugout warning. Rouse reaching a little too far onto the field of play there. So that's Matthew Miller. No, Nathan? That either says Nathan or Matthew. It's one of those handwritten rosters that you get from a coach. I think it says Nathan. Get back in the dugout, Nathan. We will resume play. Colby Diaz due up. He is reached via a walk and a hit by pitch. Looks like got a little bit of issues with the signs here. But now, Diaz steps to the plate. Still 0-0 to him. Haven't thrown a pitch. Strike 1. So far, no matter what happens, this has been a much more complete all-around game The defense has been better. The pitching has been better for Eastview. And just incremental improvements is all you can ask for as the runner goes. This is going to be chopped to third base. Here's Santana. The throw over is in time for out number 3. So that was the closest thing we have seen to a 1-2-3 inning for Eastview. Only seeing 4 in that inning is Patrick Reyes. He does walk Oscar Salazar on 4 pitches. However, other than that, he gets everybody a line out, a fly out, and a ground out. In the bottom of the 4th, was where we saw that avalanche yesterday, so a much better game overall for your Eastview Patriots. The offense looks a little better, the defense looks a little better, the pitching looks a little better. And that's all you can hope for. Is just play better with each game that passes. Don't make any more mistakes. Don't make the same mistake twice. But it will be Caputo back on the mound for the Raiders. Due up for your Patriots. It looks like it's going to be Berglund, Pullen, and Huerta. So it will be the top of the order. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. Yeah. Got some stuff I can do while we're away. Thanks for tuning in to the broadcast. Back in 30 seconds.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Texas, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Perfect timing as we were back into this thing.
Now batting shortstop, number 9, Ben Berglund.
We transition to the top of the 5th. There's only about an hour and a half gone in this one. Not even, as Berglund taking on the first pitch. That's ball 1. Now a ball and no strikes to the Patriot leadoff hitter, both in this inning and in the game, as he fouls that one out. So here's the 1-1 to Berglund. Sends this one right at the third baseman, Blake Gonzalez. Also the starting pitcher, but he and Caputo have swapped places.
Now batting second baseman, number 2, Ryan Pullman.
So Gonzalez has made a few plays over there at third base already. Just his second inning covering third base, but that brings up Ryan Pullen as he fouls that one off. Comes up Winston a little bit, but he'll step back in a moment. He's 0 for 1. Reached on an error in the first inning and was hit by a pitch in the third. Santana due up. 0 for 2 in the game. Oh, excuse me, Huerta due up. 1 for 2 in the game. Santana after him, he is still 0 for 2. As Pullen got crossed up a little bit on that pitch. A dirty breaking ball from Caputo, but it will miss the zone. That's all that matters to Ryan. It's a 1-1 count. Checks his swing there as that's going to miss down low. The way he's standing in the box, it looks like that foul off might be still affecting him a little bit. So the 2-1 fouled off, now 2-2. Patriots looking to cut into this lead ever more. They got one back in the 4th. And then they blanked Rouse in the 4th. So the 2-2. As that's fouled off, so staying alive is Pullen, just reaching out to get a fraction of the bat on that thing, but that's all you need. Count remains 2-2. The Patriot second baseman looking to reach safely for his 3rd time today. technically. As this one's fouled back, as Poland doing a good job staying alive on this one. Caputo working hard. Here comes his 2-2. This one's lifted high, drifting out of play, and out of play it will go. So Ryan Poland will see another 2-2 pitch. As we getting ready to cross the 8:30 mark in just a few minutes. The 2-2, as this one's hit pretty well into left field, but that's going to be right at the Rouse left fielder once again. That's Caden Casper. Seen a few of those today for Eastview where they get some nice contact, but nothing comes of it because baseball is a mean sport. The greatest hitter to ever do it still didn't get a hit 60% of the time. That one misses outside. Despite Carter Heinrich's efforts to frame that thing into the zone. Tyler Huerta's looking at a ball. No strikes, nobody on with 2 outs. This one's fouled back. So now a ball and a strike each. Lost that one in the lights, got a little nervous. So nobody on here in the top of the 5th. Huerta steps back in. This one does catch the outside corner of the zone for strike 2. Huerta has struck out once today, singled in the 3rd. That brought Ben Berglund home. The 1-2 to him as he swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt, and the throw over will get him. So a 1-2-3 inning. Excellent job there by the pitcher, Mikey Caputo. As Huerta goes down on K's for the 2nd time today. So we head to the bottom of the 5th. It's Carter Heinrich, the catcher, due up. And your very own pitcher, Mikey Caputo, will be hitting 2nd. Colin Correjo will be due up in the 3rd spot. Now, we may have a pitching change. Yep, looks like Ben Berglund to the mound. So Patrick Reyes' night will be done. We'll see where they stick him out. As it looks like they've switched Pullen over to shortstop. And let me get my roster. As this is the first time ever a 15 seed, St. Peter's still dancing. They make it all the way to the Elite 8. I think that's the first time a 15 seed has ever made the Elite 8. History, yay. As here's Ronnie Goldman, who is now playing at 2nd base, so maybe Ronnie will just remain in the game as a fielding substitution. We'll see if Reyes will remain in the batting order. So now Ryan Pullen is your shortstop. Ben Berglund is your pitcher. So Reyes out of the field. So Patrick Reyes, 4 complete. Gives up 3 earned runs, 1 unearned run. Is now Heinrich to the plate. He's over 2 with a pair of fielder's choices, so he's seen the bases both times, but he's yet to reach on a base hit. But now a ball and a strike to the Raider catcher. Berglund, haven't seen him pitch since he started against Liberty Hill. Not a great start for him in that game, as Liberty Hill jumped on him quickly in the first inning. But now he's looking at a ball and 2 strikes to Carter Heinrich. Here is that 1-2. Is that looked like Berglund might have in his motion, it looked like he held on to it for too long, because that's now a 2-2 count. As that's hit well right at Coleman, and it will get past him. Huerta chases it down. Big round from Heinrich. He'll have to head his way back to first base, but a leadoff single for the Raider catcher. So there is his first base hit of the game, his 3rd time, though, on third base. Mikey Caputo up to the plate. He is over 2 with a pair of ground outs.
Now batting pitcher number 5. Number 4, Mikey Caputo.
Caputo. Correjo on deck, as Patrick Reyes' night is done after 4 complete innings. Berglund with the runner going, no throw. It's now Caputo with a 1-0 count. Berglund looks at the runner at second. Caputo pulled the bunt back, but it did find the zone, so a ball and a strike to the current pitcher for the Rouse Raiders. Started the game at third. Has since taken over on the mound and has had some pretty excellent results. But now a ball and a strike to the pitcher, as this one's chopped foul down the first base line. So now ball and 2 strikes. Eastview still looking for their first out of the bottom of the 5th. Now a 1-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Berglund trying to avoid letting his first 2 hitters reach base. Time called by Caputo. Berglund back to the mound. Here's the 2-2. That's hit right at the third baseman. They're going to try and get the lead runner. Instead, they'll just try it first. The runner going to third base, and the throw will get away. The runner will come home. No throw. So we'll call it a sacrifice there for Mikey Caputo. So they get Mikey, but the run comes around to score on the throwing error from the first baseman, Gary Torres. So it's now a 5-2 ball game. That brings up Colin Correjo to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. Stole a base back in the 3rd as well. So the home team gets 1 back here. Now Correjo to the plate. Takes ball 1. In there, strike 1. Not sure if the error is going to go on Berglund for missing the ball at 3rd or on Torres for the throw. I think traditionally it would go on the throw. But now 2-1 to the Raider right fielder. Swing and a miss, a big cut there for Colin. Thinking about the long ball. So you've had a lot of events out here at Rouse today. Had a playoff soccer game, have softball going on, have baseball going on, as that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 on Colin Correjo for out number 2. So Ben Berglund gets his first strikeout. Because that's just 2 strikeouts on the game so far by Patriot pitchers, 1 by each. Patrick Reyes got his in the first inning, and Berglund gets 1 in his first inning. So now, that'll bring up the 8-hole hitter, Landon Miller. He's playing out in center field today. It's an interesting thing. Their defensive aces, usually the guys you put in center field and at shortstop, are hitting 8 and 9 in the lineup respectively. And this is that 8-hole hitter, Landon Miller. Joe Sparshu, the shortstop, is on deck. As this one's going to skip high and out of play all the way back. I don't think I've ever seen a bounce like that, but nobody on base, so just a funky anomaly instead of a bad play. It's now 2 balls and a strike to Miller. So he takes that in there, tried to fake out the ump, as that's a gorgeous one, catching the inside corner for Ben Berglund. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Got him on the outside corner. 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the 5th for Ben Berglund. He does surrender a run, though, so they get it back 5-2. We head now to the top of the 6th inning. Eastview not out of this yet. They're holding their own, holding steady. Jesus Santana, Gary Torres, and Joe Quintanilla will be due up in the top of the 6th inning right after this.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special, but there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games too, like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Texas. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Ralph!
Yeah!
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Eastview's got 6 outs left to score 5 runs to force extras, 4 to win it. That's if the pitching holds. So here we go. Up to the plate now is your very own third baseman. As Jesus Santana, I want to comment. He struggled a little bit. He had a few errors in those first couple of games, but he's really come along. He's making the plays, making the throws as well in that hot corner as he takes the first pitch for a strike 1. Because even if it's not necessarily translating to results in the win column, that's really what you could be concerning yourself with, is just you got to worry about improvement. And Eastview has improved. They've looked better and better in each of the games. We've seen that Eastview one. I mean, the Georgetown one. Other than that 1 inning. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from the players and from the staff to keep things moving in the right direction for this Patriots team. And they're already in just a heck of a division as it is, as a district, I should say. As Jesus Santana goes down on a swinging strikeout, as Mikey Caputo has been a strikeout pitcher. That's his 3rd K in what is now his 3rd inning of work. He is now through 2 1/3. Gary up to the plate. He struck out his last time up. Caputo dealing the strikeouts right now. Tax Torres with the first pitch. He's got strike 1. Quintanilla on deck now. As this one's lifted high on the infield, this is a pop-up. Moving under it is the third baseman, Gonzalez. He squeezes it for out number 2. Quintanilla, 1-1 on the day. Pulling up the schedule. At Georgetown and at Rouse is brutal. As this one's chopped, but right back to Caputo and a putout. So a quick top of the 6th inning for Mikey Caputo and the Rouse Raiders. So nobody reaches and nobody leaves. Another 3 up, 3 down inning as Caputo has now retired the last 7 batters that he has faced. We head now to the bottom of the 6th. Patriots need to keep him off a home plate. We'd like to keep him off the base paths, but that's much easier said than done with this Rouse team. Joe Sparshu will be the one due up to lead off the inning. And then it turns over to the top of the order, Rainer Heinrich and Oscar Salazar. So Sparshu, Heinrich, Salazar due up in the top of the 6th. We'll be back here in just a moment. You're listening to Patriot Baseball on Vype Live. Hope you're all having a good time. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Hope this is a good way for you to kick off your weekend, as we are looking forward to a well-deserved Saturday and Sunday. And when we come back, we will have an actual home game. Isn't that hard to believe? Been on the road a whole lot here to get started, as we're just going to go ahead and keep it here. I talked too long, as we're really front-loading some of these away games, as once we do it, of our first 6 games that we're doing, 4 of them will be on the road. It will be versus Cedar Park at home. And then on the road at Marble Falls. Not excited about that drive. Well, at least it's a pretty one. But now the 0-1. As this is lifted into right field, running back on it is Ellis, and he can't make the play. He goes to the turf, so he'll have to pop up as this one goes all the way to the wall, digging for third and maybe coming home. And no, they're going to hold him up at third base. As that is Jacob Sparshu. Or excuse me, Joe Sparshu with the triple. Ellis tried to lay out for it and make the play, but it ended up letting the ball get all the way to the wall. So I want to take a moment, as we have been looking ahead at the schedule for the future, because that's a leadoff triple for Joe Sparshu. That's not a great start here for Eastview. It's versus Cedar Park at Marble Falls, and then the week after that, we don't have a Tuesday game. We do have a Friday and Saturday, both of which will be at home. As this one's hit on the infield, knocking it down is Pullen. The throw over will not be in time. So Pullen couldn't make the catch, as that should be an error on him. But now we've got runners on the corners with nobody out, because it's all about insurance here. Rouse just trying to get 1 or 2 more in. Really pad this thing, make it even harder, as 3 runs in 1 inning is already going to be tough for this Eastview team, especially with the way that Caputo has been pitching. The first pitch to Salazar misses low. He's homered, and then he's walked in his both of his at-bats since that. So striking some fear into the hearts of the Patriot pitchers, as he takes this one low for ball 2. As Berglund in danger of not necessarily setting himself up, but being set up with a bases loaded jam with nobody out here in the top of the 6th, as that's going to miss outside for ball 3. The play out in right field, surely a base hit, would have been a tough play for Ellis to get to anyhow. I believe the one at shortstop will be an error on Pullen. Has taken all the way as Salazar, as that would have been his second straight 4-pitch walk, but instead gets a little bit of a strike there. Going to be tough to avoid getting that runner in third home for Eastview. Is taken there, and getting the count full has been Berglund. So full count, nobody out, runners on the corners. The payoff to Salazar. Got him, strike 3. Salazar was halfway down to first base. Can't quite get his third walk of the game. Would have been his 4th time on base. But instead he goes down with the strikeout. That's a big strikeout for Ben Berglund. Now it's Caden Casper. No, pinch hitter.
Now batting for the Raiders, number 21, Nathan Miller.
Nathan Miller, the guy who was out of the dugout. How you doing, Nathan? Taking high for ball 1 is Nathan Miller. It was Nathan. I was right once I really looked at it. But that'll end Casper's day. He went 0 for 3. But now Miller with a pinch hit opportunity. Runners at first and third. No more as the runner going to go down to second base. So a free bag. As Rouse might have been trying to do that sneaky thing. Let the guy go to second and then take off towards home yourself. But now Heinrich dances himself up to second base. So now 2 runners in scoring position. A ball and a strike to Nathan Miller. Takes it. Ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike to the brand new 3-hole hitter as that catches his own. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on. The 2-2. As that's a check swing that he definitely went on. The throw goes low in the dirt. You got to get the throw out. Quintanilla doesn't make the throw, so now the runner reaches safely. That could set up to be deadly. So we now have a pinch runner. As they're going to put Casper back in.
Now batting number 22, Colby Diaz.
Brings up Colby Diaz, power hitter with the bases loaded. Strike 1 to him. So Berglund, that's his 4th strikeout, but he doesn't get the actual out. Still 1 out. Base is now loaded. The 0-1 fouled off 0-2. The 0-2 pitch now. Base is loaded. This one's lifted into right field. Playable. And coming on to make the catch is Ellis. The throw home will be up the line as that's going to get all the way to the backstop. No one covering home plate. The throw now in time. Will it be on there? It is! The throw home makes it just in time to avoid letting another run come home. So they... Yeah, so... Sparshuk comes home easily. Heinrich, who was at third. Heinrich, who was at second, had tagged on the fly out, and then once the ball got away, he tried to come home. He was gunned down at home plate. So Sparshuk scores to make it 6-2. Heinrich is out, and a nifty play to get that final out for Eastview. But who else is going to be out there? But it's going to be Michael Caputo to try and finish this thing off. No save opportunity for him as it's 6-2. But I don't think he's concerned about that. That shifts us now to the top of the 7th. So Caputo going to try and close the door on this thing for Eastview. Due up would be Patrick Reyes, but it looks like we will have a pinch hitter, as that does not look like Patrick Reyes down there. In fact, it will be number 16, Andrew Godinez. Godinez has been brought off the bench. He's run a couple times. But Godinez now to the plate. He did get the start against Glenn.
Going to the top of the 7th inning for the Patriots. Number 16.
He had two singles and 2 strikeouts in that game. He also had a pinch hit single against Liberty Hill. So he's been 3 for 5 in his plate appearances here. First pitch swinging is popped up, and that's going to get out of play. Eastview needs 4 here in the top of the 7th to keep this game going. As a take inside, a ball and a strike now to Godinez. Nederhauser on deck. It's taken. 2 balls and a strike now. Eastview would love to get a leadoff man on to start this rally. So this one's popped out of play as well. So Godinez now down to his last strike. It's 2-2. It's my second time out here in about a month. Last time I was here was basketball season, though. As this one's hit weakly to second base as an easy throw over there. Rainer Heinrich getting the put out. Was a tough play. Did have to charge up on it. Godinez had a chance to beat that out with the soft contact. But another 4-3 put out. That one's going to miss inside to Logan Nederhauser, who's 1 for 2. So at the end of this, no matter what, Eastview will have 3 at-bats for each of their players in the lineup, as this one's hit softly down the right field line, and that one will be foul and unreachable for Oscar Salazar. Ball and a strike. Nederhauser hits this one, and Salazar's diving stop is not quite in time, as Logan Nederhauser has another base hit. Rendell Ellis, 0 for 2 on the day.
Now batting left fielder, number 15, Rendell Ellis.
So that is the first hit against Mikey Caputo since Logan Nederhauser. They're going to get a pinch runner out there for Logan. So that will be the end of the night for Logan Nederhauser, as he is out in right field. Can't replace him. But going back to it, that was 8 batters retired in a row by Caputo. The last guy to get a hit off of him, Logan Nederhauser. So now 0-1 to Rendell Ellis, and that is Trey Walter out there on the base paths now. This one's fouled off. It's now 0-2 to Rendell Ellis. We will have another opportunity for Ben Berglund, barring the double play ball. But Eastview would love to get a chance for their top of the order to come back around one more time here tonight. But here's the 0-2 pitch to the 9-hole Patriot hitter. As that catches the outside corner of the strike zone, a beautiful pitch by Mikey Caputo. Sends Ellis down. Half price at the snack bar. I may eat dinner here. It's either that or like a frozen pizza when I get home. I'm going to the grocery store tomorrow. I don't have much. But now Berglund up. Fouls this one off and right towards the Patriot dugout. He's 1 for 3 today. It's been pretty consistent for him. His 1 for 3 is a rock solid batting average, but he's getting a hit per game. It's a very steady bat. Runner goes. Pitch is high. They're just going to let him take it. It's a good job reading it for Walter. And a good job by the coaching staff, as you're not going to try and go down to second base with 2 outs and a four-run lead. So, free chance for Walter to practice his jumps on the base on the stolen bases. As now it's 1-1 to Berglund, as he's going to foul this one off. He's a little late in his timing here. Patriots down to their last strike. The 1-2. Guess Caputo looks in. Checks the runner at second. The 1-2. As that's going to hit Berglund in the back. Got him square in the numbers. As Caputo's night's going to have to continue. So the rally does continue here for Eastview. Apologize for the scoreboard. 6-2. It's been 6-2. Now runners at first and second. That one's going to miss high. The 6th run of the game coming on that sacrifice fly. They tried to get 2 off of it, but were thrown out at home to make it 6-2. The runner's going to come back. They can't get Walter. Getting frisky over there at second base. Again, you don't need a big lead. The only thing that you really need to be worrying about if you're on second base is not get. So here's the 1-2 from Caputo. As that's popped up on the infield, and that could do it. Salazar coming on, settling underneath it, and making the play for out number 3. Final score here, 6-2. Eastview can't get anything done on the single and the hit by pitch. So the Patriots, no shame in losing this one to an excellent Rouse team ranked number 1 in the state. Eastview falls to 4-9-1. They are 1-3 now in district play. But they get 2 incredibly tough games out of the way at Georgetown and at Rouse in the same week, as Rouse improves to 14-4, now 4-0 in district play. They stay perfect. Georgetown entered the night perfect. I'm not sure what happened in their game tonight, or if that game's still going on, but Eastview falls here to Rouse 6-2 at Raider Field. Want to go ahead and take a look at what we've got ahead of us. So, on Tuesday, March 29th, that's this coming Tuesday, we've got versus Cedar Park. So finally, going to be back home after back-to-back games on the road. Friday will be another road test at Marble Falls. That's a good game for Eastview, a winnable game. Then we will have a full week off. No game on that next Tuesday, the week of what, the 4th? So no game the 5th of April. Hard to believe we're already in April. But we do have a game Friday, April 8th versus Leander. That'll be 7 p.m. All these games are at 7 p.m. unless I say otherwise. And I'm about to say otherwise. It is versus Liberty Hill as the district slate kind of turns back around. And that game will be at home on Saturday, April 9th. That'll be at 1 p.m. So everything's at 7 except for these Saturday games. They've got one on Saturday, April 9th versus Liberty Hill, and one on Saturday, April 23rd, where they will be hosting Harker Heights. So Gave you a lot of names. The only one that you're really going to have to think about for now is Cedar Park versus Cedar Park on March 29th. That's a home game. We'll be back at the Patriot Ballpark versus the Timberwolves, a school that I know all too well. 7 p.m. first pitch time there. It's another tough opponent in this stacked district of baseball teams. So Eastview falls here 6-2, but a great effort. Certainly much more competitive than the game against Georgetown. The pitching has come around. The offense is looking pretty good. You've got a couple of guys settled into nice grooves. Ben Berglund has had a hit in each of these games that we have covered here. Tyler Huerta able to get on base again tonight after going over 2 against Georgetown. So the offense starting to round into form a little bit. Putting up 2 in this one against an excellent Rouse pitching staff, as they are going to need to start putting up some more crooked numbers like they did against Glenn. I'm not asking for 18. That was a bit much. That game made me tired. But you're going to need to score more than 1 and 2 if you're going to want to be competitive here. But they've been getting guys on base. They've been getting them on, they've been getting them over, but they've been having a hard time getting them in as of late, as they have a chance to improve upon their record next Tuesday, and that's the next time that we will see you. We'd like to thank you for tuning into the broadcast tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Game time just over 2 hours here tonight, as 6-2 is your final score. Hope you all have a great night, great rest of your weekend. I have been Jack Farrell. We'll be back on Tuesday. Looking forward to it. See y'all later.